All right, what is up? It's Mr. Koga here. How's it going? Welcome to my home, my lovely home, Mikasa e Sukasa. All right, well, what we have for you today is something special. We're gonna actually bake the bread that we made yesterday. When we made dough yesterday, we're gonna turn the dough into bread. And isn't that interesting? What an interesting transformation. What an interesting chemical reaction that happens with bread. Because interesting thing about this dough is that, do you think that you could take that dough and separate it into flour, yeast, salt, and water again? Is that possible? Or once it's mixed together, it's impossible to make it go separate again? So, interesting thing, because that's one of the second grade standards that we kind of look at is, can you reverse certain processes? And this is one process you cannot reverse. All right, so I got all my stuff here. We got the dough. We got our aluminum pan that we're gonna bake in. It's our vessel. We have our cooking spray that we're gonna spray the pan so that the bread doesn't stick. We also have our aluminum foil that we're going to put over the top of the pan, because that's one of the most important things about this type of bread baking process, is because the steam plays a very important role. So trapping that steam inside of here will help the bread to bake more completely. Okay, so the first step is, and we're gonna kind of cut in between the different steps, is we're gonna start the oven, because you have to preheat the oven to a very hot temperature. So we're gonna preheat it to 480 degrees. It seems hot, it seems like a very hot temperature, but it's actually the perfect temperature to make the bread nice and crispy. Okay, so we'll come back when the next step pops up. All right. And we're back. All right, so the oven is at 480 degrees. Cameraman, if you could zoom in. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna take the dough out of the container and we're gonna put it into the baking vessel. So first, you have to get your cooking spray and you're going to spray, wow, the bottom of the pan. That's a lot of cooking spray that came out. So you spray the bottom of the pan. You can also get the sides a little bit, but the bread's not gonna move all that much once it's inside the cooking vessel. Okay, so one little pro tip is you get some flour and you put it on your hands before you touch the dough. It's not gonna stop you from getting totally all gooey and sticky, but it'll help a little bit. So you can kind of like almost like wash your hands with the dough, like this, and then we're gonna put it inside. But as we put it in, we're gonna do something called folding the dough. So I'll kind of show you how I'm getting it out. So folding the dough is basically what it sounds like. You're gonna get the dough and you're gonna fold it in half, kind of like you're folding like a towel or something, and you're gonna fold it 4 times. That will give the bread some extra air inside, and it's also going to help to add some texture to the bread. Okay, so I'm gonna start folding it. So I'm gonna get it once and fold. There's 1 fold. Then I'm gonna get it again, 2 folds. Then try and it's nice and again. 3 folds. I might just do 3 folds. Okay, so I notice my hands are getting kind of sticky. The dough's not really sticking to my hands, but to prevent that from happening again, you know, just get some flour, transfer it over, get a little more flour. Okay, a little easier to work with. Okay, so now you put it in the pan. So there it is in the pan. And we're just gonna leave it like that. And then, okay, get the aluminum foil a little sticky. We're going to put aluminum foil over the top of the pan, of the baking vessel. This is an extra important step because this recipe, the reason why it works is because it works with steam. The bread steams inside of here as it bakes. Do not forget the aluminum foil. Okay, and the final step is we're gonna put it in the oven for 30 minutes. Get an adult to help you at this step. All right, so also pro tip, when you open a hot oven, you open it first, let the hot air come out, then you can get close. Otherwise you might scorch your face. You don't wanna do that. Hot air's coming out. Okay, oh wow, look at that. I forgot to move the rack a little bit. That happens sometimes, no problemo. Safety first, and bread in the oven. And then we'll set the bake time for 30 minutes as I get the oven all dirty. And there you go. Simple as that. And then in 30 minutes, we'll come back and we'll check in again. All right. All right, there it is. And the bread is done. So what we're gonna do now is carefully open the oven, carefully take it out of there with some handy dandy oven mitts. All right, so there it is. I have not touched it, haven't looked at it yet, so I'm excited to see what we got. All right, close that up. All right, so it might be good, it might be burnt, it might be undercooked, who knows? But that's okay. You know, if it is, we learned something. Either to keep it in there longer or to take it out sooner, or we did it just right. Oh, okay. Oh, a pretty lovely loaf of bread. A little less golden than what we would want, but let me try and touch it real quick. Oh, it's very soft. You know, I might keep it like that, or I might throw it back in the oven for a little bit. But that's pretty much the gist of it. You put it in the oven for 30 minutes, 480, you take it out, and it's kind of getting darker as we just let it sit out here. Interesting. All right, well, we have a lovely loaf of bread that we made, and it looks amazing. All right.